What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the house. This has been a long time coming. I know it's been a minute since I made a video showing you guys the update on the house. But as you can tell, since the last video, a lot has been done. We also added a couple of things that weren't in the initial design, such as the loft behind me. I'll throw up a render on what I'm hoping this loft will look like toward the end. The contractor and I spent a lot of time designing this, and I'm really excited that this is going to be a part of it. So I'm going to run up here and show you guys kind of how high this is up here. We measured it the other day, and it's about 9 feet from the bottom up to the edge right over here. What we're thinking is probably put, some seating up here, put the racing sim up here. Anytime we have big get-togethers here, a lot of the music equipment and things can go up here, so I'm really, really excited about that. A couple of other things that we added along with the loft is there's a small closet. We stick some stuff like Christmas trees, whatever it may be up here. That'll be really useful to have as well. And then over here, this closet is actually going to be sort of like a utility room. HVAC stuff's going to go in there. We were originally going to put the breaker panel in there, but it ended up going into a different closet. The reason I didn't initially want to do it is because I was worried that these beams that has to support the loft, I was worried it would cut into my parking space, but it actually ended up not really cutting it at all. As a matter of fact, we're already planning on having some cabinets, maybe a TV and stuff back here, so really all it does is prevent you from parking too close to that stuff. So it's actually going to help a lot. As many of you may know or may not know, I'm a software engineer. That's what I do for a living. So I've thought a lot about, wiring this house for Ethernet, putting up cameras, putting up access points for, for Wi-Fi, especially when I have a lot of people over. I really want the kind of infrastructure of my internet to be able to handle that. So it's probably too much, but I ordered 3,000 feet of Ethernet cable. We're going to run that through the whole house. It's color coded, so I'll be able to tell what's what if I'm ever up in the attic troubleshooting or adding additional devices to the house, whatever it may be. So this is the home office. I will throw up a render of what I'm kind of wanting this to look like. I've been looking all over Pinterest and Google Images, whatever it may be. I've even had ChatGPT render some stuff out, trying to decide how I want each room to look. As you can see in the render, on the left side, there's going to be my computer desk. There will be a mirrored image of that computer desk on the right-hand side, as well as, there'll be a lot of open space right here in the middle of the room. And then over here on the other side, there will be a couch, entertainment center. We'll hang a TV on the wall, put some game consoles and stuff over there. So that's kind of how I'm thinking this room will look. We're also going with a Philips Hue recessed lights all the way through the house, so we'll be able to control those independently or all together. Set the theme, set the vibe for whatever we have going on, whether it's a holiday or just a get together. So that'll be really neat to have. Behind me, I am in the master bedroom now, and here is a render of this room. We spent a lot of time looking at different wall colors, and probably going to swap out my bedroom suite for something different, just because I don't think the one I have will really match the house very well. So we'll step into the master bathroom. I'll throw up the render for that one. The master bathroom, it looks really great in the render, in my opinion. I'm hoping that it looks that good in person. I know with darker colors, it is sort of difficult to, portray what exactly it will look like in person as opposed to what it looks like, on camera or, even on a 3D render as you're seeing on screen. So may end up playing around with that a little bit and try to lighten it up a little bit if we make it too dark. So let me know what you guys think. If you've ever done a dark room like this, did you like it? Did you end up changing it to a lighter color? I'd really be interested in knowing. Back here is the closet. I will throw up another render for that. This one's also been a toss up. I kind of know in general, I kind of know what I'm going for. I'm not sure on colors. I'm not really great at interior design. So I'm really kind of wanting organized storage, on both sides for different things. I don't want to just put racks down both sides. I think the closet's kind of too big for that. Let me know what you guys think about the render. I think that this render will turn out pretty good. Obviously, once again, I have to play around with the colors and see if the darker colors will work out or if it ends up being too dark. So along this wall, this will be the kitchen. I'll throw up a render for that. I've pretty well narrowed down what kind of cabinets that I want. They'll be similar to the ones in the render. I've already got all of the appliances picked out, the microwave, stove, refrigerator. I already have that stuff picked out. I haven't bought it yet, but I know it'll fit. Everything you see in the render is fit to scale, so I think it'll look great the way I have it there. So let me know what you think. The pantry is a lot bigger than we initially wanted it to be, but I think it will turn out well. As you can see in the render for the pantry, I plan on having a shelf kind of all the way around with some outlets at the bottom and outlets at the top for small appliances, you know, automatic dog feeders, whatever it may be. This will be really neat to have for, you know, storage for cleaning supplies, storage for non-perishables, whatever it may be. So really excited about that as well. And then down the road, this is something that I'm looking forward to doing out here at the new house slash shop. As you can see down here, this is also part of my property, down at least down somewhere in that tree line. We're planning on doing sort of like an outdoor kitchen hangout area. Really interested in seeing if you guys have any ideas on what we could do with this. Obviously it will have to be leveled out, but I think that will be really neat to have. We're already gonna have to do a retaining wall. The retaining wall will have to go down through here. So my thoughts are that, you know, we could have some steps going down, have like a black stone grill, you know, a little pergola to hang out down there, some outdoor patio furniture, you know, some lights, music, have people over for cookouts, have a fire pit. I think it'd be really interesting to have that down the line. So let me know what you guys think. Building this house has been very exciting, but it's also been sort of stressful. So I want to give a big shout out to Night Drive TV's YouTube channel for making one large piece of the garage a little bit easier to make a decision on. Down here in this corner, I am going to have a car lift. I've kind of been tossing back and forth having a 2-post or a 4-post. I did actually decide based on Night Drive TV's video to do a 4-post. It just seems like the 4-post is safer. It's a lot more versatile. You know, it's easier to store a car if you want to store it there for long periods of time. So let me know what you guys think if you've had both. If you have a preference, I'd be interested in knowing. But I think for our use case here in the shop, we are going to go with a 4-post. So big shout out to him for making that decision a little easier. The 2-post is very useful, but with all the attachments and everything that you can add to the 4-post lift, to me, the pros just kind of outweigh the cons. The 2-post seems to be very, very dangerous, especially if you're not used to putting a car on there. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done this several times, and it may sound dumb to you, but you know, for people that don't work in a mechanic shop, that don't work on a car day in and day out, it can be pretty easy to make a mistake. And when you're talking about a vehicle that weighs upwards of 4,000 pounds, if not more, you know, that can become a huge problem pretty quick. So definitely don't want to deal with that. We're just going to get a 4-post, buy the accessories for it so we can still do suspension work. So really looking forward to that. I haven't narrowed down a brand yet, so if you have any in mind, let me know. Benpack's the obvious one that everybody goes with. There's a few others that I've looked at. It doesn't necessarily come down to price. They're kind of all within the same ballpark. So if you have a brand that you trust more, that you feel like is easy to work with from a customer service perspective, if you have issues with it, you know, things like that always matter. So probably going to go with Milwaukee tools in the garage. If you're a DeWalt person, hopefully I don't have any Ryobi people in the comments, but whatever your choice of tool may be, we're probably going to go with Milwaukee. Seems to be the most trusted in my friend group, so probably going to go with that. One last thing before the video's over that I want to ask you guys about your opinion on is the R8. The Audi R8's a fun car. It's great to have. I plan on doing some videos for you guys with it, but at the same time, we're trying to think ahead, think as far as the YouTube channel, making content for you guys, and it sort of makes sense to at least entertain the idea of swapping the R8 out for, you know, a sum of money that we can play with to do projects here in the shop and make content with. I'll be transparent, the R8 is obviously affordable from the perspective that I can own the car, but being able to upgrade the car is a sort of outside of my wheelhouse at this time. So I'm just trying to think ahead, be proactive. I want to give this channel the best chance at success that I can. So I am sort of entertaining the idea of getting rid of the car, swapping it out, you know, for something that we can build here, have some fun with, you know, slap a body kit onto it, build the motor, you know, go to the drag strip at the Brainerd Motorsports Park and do some runs with it, take it to car shows. We could even do truck builds. You know, the lift I'm gonna get is gonna be able to lift, I think 9,000 pounds is around the weight that I'm shooting for on a lift. So yeah, just let me know. Would you rather see content with the R8, knowing that we're somewhat limited on what we can do as far as, You know, we can do some visual modifications to it, such as carbon accents here and there, but overall building the motor is just not possible right now. So, you know, do you want me to make some content out of that for you guys, or would you rather me swap it out? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to check out my Instagram in the next couple of days, I'm going to throw up some polls to gauge interest about everything that we went over today with the house, as well as what I talked about with the R8. Head on over there and let me know what you think about everything, and I'll see you next time. Peace.